Part three, this really is getting good. Looks like we found Braverman. He's ready to go do another foundation, the Google Foundation, through Eric Schmidt. Before he runs off and does that, I don't know exactly when he's going, but I would like to have him kind of finish up the one he started, which is this Haiti Relief Fund that he started 7 years ago. And I think it would be a good time now, before starting the new job, and Brown, to go down to Haiti and find out about what's going on down there and do a report of how things went, talk to some of the people and ask how the money was spent and make a final report. Because I think we've left a lot of loose ends here. We kind of invaded Haiti. Looking at the more you get into this, you realize that Aristide, the democratically elected guy, was elected 3 times and toppled 3 times. So the person I'm talking to is his attorney in Haiti, and she's the one who's saying it's an international disgrace. So I'm just reporting what I hear from the people actually on the ground. Cynthia McKinney went there and says the same thing. So I have to just kind of do what Braverman said, follow the money. Before I do that, though, I just did want to say about Steve Feinberg, the owner of DynCorp. DynCorp is the one who's got the police contract in Haiti for $50 million a year. And they seem to be in places where there's no crime. This is the Feinberg mansion here in New York, right around the corner from the Council on Foreign Relations. He's going to be Trump's top advisor, economic advisor. Now, if this is the same Steve Feinberg I used to know, he was with Ivan Boesky, with all that in the 80s, and he wasn't a partner in Madoff, but he had a partner. He was partners with a guy who was partners with Madoff, put it that way. And he worked with Michael Milliken, if I remember the junk bond thing. I'm just going by memory on this one. I have not looked this one up, but if it's the same Steve Feinberg I'm thinking about. So, I mean, with the helicopters and the DynCorp and then all this background, he's not going to have Senate confirmation hearings, but this has got all the makings of a bad deal here. Like I said, 2003, Cynthia McKinney points this out, this DynCorp getting these contracts, these government contracts, and they're caught with sex trafficking all over the world. So not just Haiti. So, and I believe these secret DynCorp, as Cynthia did, these secret DynCorp contracts all over the world in like 190 countries is a big part of this $6.7 trillion deficit we got. So those are 2 things that Trump could work on. I'm going to leave the slide build in here because they must have changed it for a reason. Anyway, this is Aristide's lawyer, Azili Danto. I spoke to her again today. I'm going to make a few corrections in tweets or clarifications. But let's see if I can, I'll bring in there. This cruise line, I didn't mean to say that USAID money went for the cruise line up here. The Royal Caribbean was there at Labadee already, so I didn't mean to say that. But I did mean to say the gold mine went in, the roads went in with the World Bank, the 1,000-bed industrial park went in. There's this long covered tunnel from, that we don't know, 400-acre tunnel. Something's going on there we don't know. I did mean to say that Clinton did bring in the World Bank to funnel the money through. This Biggio family looks like they're bringing in AK-47s through this port now. So it looks like they're arming. I had said that there was 2,000 troops, UN peacekeepers, in Haiti. There's actually more like 10,000, and they've been there since 2004, since the last kind of overthrow of Aristide. So they're not engineers and they're not agricultural specialists or anything. They're guys with AK-47s. So it's not humanitarian. I think people misunderstand that. I haven't fixed that yet. Misunderstand that the people, the UN people there, are soldiers. So anyway, I dug down on this. I made a statement that said this group here, right here in the middle, near Mirabaile, is basically 700 folks. And there's these disappearances when the cholera broke out, and it reminded me a lot of just other situations like the disappearances of kids in Aleppo when Aleppo fell, the disappearances of kids in Mosul when Mosul fell. So I just thought that was odd because I thought, well, the cholera would have outbroke here first. So they said, well, it was the 700 Nepalese UN peacekeepers. But the funny thing about this, and again, this is the counselor for Aristide, the president of Haiti, went to Mirabalais and interviewed the mayor of Mirabalais and said that the kids were in body bags and from the cholera. This is October 2010, and they wouldn't let the parents see them. They went in sick to the hospital and never were seen again. They weren't. Normally, if it was cholera, I can understand high infection, whatever, but at least let the parents see the child to confirm how the child died. And then I started thinking about body bags. Body bags. This goes back to Jeffrey McDonald. Vietnam War, if you don't know the story, they were putting drugs into the body cavities of dead U.S. soldiers and flying them back to Fort Bragg. And Jeffrey McDonald was the doctor who was the whistleblower, and they murdered his whole family. So I'm interested now in who got the contracts, if there was a contract for disposing of these bodies, if they're incinerated or if they were flown somewhere or they were buried somewhere. I'm going to say up there at the gold mine, but anyway. This does not look good. This is smoke. I would like Eric Braverman to go there and talk to the families that had people that die of cholera and find the bodies, dig them up. They can wear suits or whatever, and because otherwise you can just start picking off people, and there's no responsibility, no follow up. So this is just every time I go into one of these things and it keeps getting worse and worse. I have to keep going. It's just pointing to a very bad situation where this middle area of the country has been walled off and kids are starting to go missing. So anyway, if it wasn't with Steve Feinberg running DynCorp with his background, I might give him a go. If it wasn't for the 20-year history of the sexual trafficking, I might let it go. But DynCorp has the contract for the police here, and the Nepalese police are here. And now bodies are going missing, and they're being put in body bags. The next thing is, let's go to DynCorp in Syria. DynCorp in Syria, there's kids missing. There's 15,000 organs missing. And here's Syria. They're having med students cut these guys open with a rib spreader and taking their hearts. Again, DynCorp. So, I have to continue to ask the questions. Again, the evasion. Here's a person that's going down there to research what's happening for sexual trafficking, going to these places. She ends up dead. Her master's thesis, you would think they would want to posthumously publish it, 100 pages. They don't publish. So, just an odd set of circumstances. There's missing money. There's missing $6 billion. Now, today I found out that there's also missing UN money. There's $10 billion in donor country funds that should have come through here. So in addition to the UN aid that's missing, I've got to now find the UN money. Again, if Eunice wasn't involved with the microloan sharking at 195%, I'd still be suspicious. But then Carlos Slim being involved, you add another layer of with his dad and his brother, his involvement in Mexico in the sex trafficking. So each one of these things, it may be circumstantial, but with the total weight of the evidence is what I'm talking about here. And again, if this DynCorp here, this guy didn't remove DynCorp from his resume, if he wasn't a U.S. attorney during the DynCorp prosecution in Kosovo, if he wasn't here at the university and he wasn't the guy who oversaw the sex trafficking in Kosovo, if these women wouldn't keep dying and reporting gang rapes by police forces, then maybe I'd let it go. if I didn't know the history of DynCorp and the CIA using DynCorp as JTTF in the FBI, if I didn't see the FBI constantly not wanting to investigate in Haiti, all these things add up to kind of a cover-up. Here's kind of the Mirabai. This is a horseshoe of Haiti, and then they're kind of at the bottom of the horseshoe here. Again, a lot of relief went out there, but they didn't have there wasn't as much damage out there, so it just doesn't seem like, plus it's a very low population, 160,000 in the whole area of Contra, this whole area, and then there's 4 or 5 million or so right in here around Port-au-Prince. It just seems like the hospital would be better put over here, especially when there was 30 other hospitals, and a lot of them had been destroyed in the heavily populated areas. Again, doesn't make sense. Lots and lots of troops on each side of this border crossing here. It looks like the way they've walled this off with the Nepalese right here in this area, it looks like it's like a little prison. They don't want anybody coming through here. They want people at the north to stay to the north, and they want people at the south to stay to the south. They don't want a lot of action or traction. It's like a check post on one side and a check post on the other side. So, and they've got a lot of forts up here, a lot of military presence. This is what I'm showing you. These forts are the military presence of the Nepalese peacekeeping troops. There's lots of troops up here in the north near Biggio's prison and port, and near Caracol, the industrial park. Again, there's this weird tunnel thing that's covered there. It's odd. So it needs more investigation. Again, I think if Braverman went down there, he could tour all these places and make an assessment. They have a thing called the agent problem when you're in a donating, when you have an agency or a foundation. And it's I give the money to Braverman, and then Braverman then gives it to somebody down there. How do I know that it got spent on what I gave it for? So that's called the agent problem, or sometimes they call it the primary agent problem. Best way to find out is to go down there and do a video tour of all these places and talk to all these people and ask them what they could have done better, or where the money is, or how the projects turned out. I would go, for every one of those USAID things that Braverman signed off on, I would go visit and ask the person in charge how it went. So again, when somebody's done as the Shadow Secretary of State, why destroy all the records? Don't understand. This is a repeating pattern. This happened way before the 650,000 emails. And again, when I have the conspirators traveling to the island, secluded island of the pedophile, running these known camera operations with 12, 11-year-old women, again, it doesn't look good. I'll skip this. Valerie Plame ran a much cleaner operation, so I'm not going to pick on her. But here again, this FBI not sending 200 agents right now to say, hey, what happened to these kids, these missing kids? You mean to tell me that the kids didn't, you see it in the movies where you go in there and they unzip the bag and the parents horrified. Oh, by the way, the body bag situation of DynCorp up in Syria, they were putting them in body bags. After they took the heart out, they were putting them in the black body bags. That's in the video if you want to go watch it. Again, some of these clues could be in the 650,000 emails, and yet we're still at 5 years to process them. Don't understand why the 200 agents he bargained for with Patrick Kennedy at the State Department for the quid pro quo was to go to Iraq rather than 200 agents to go to Haiti. I think there's enough smoking guns here in Haiti. Complicity with the Southern District of New York, the district attorney. Still worried about, he hasn't called me yet. He hasn't posted anything to the website, anything to our Facebook site. He hasn't tweeted out, that's it, I'm going to Haiti. No, he's still looking at his picture in Time Magazine in his office. Robert Boyce hasn't recanted his testimony. He still says, this is the police chief of New York for 40 years. He still says there's child exploitation and sex emails on the laptop. So the answer to these kids, of DynCorp kids all over the world, could be on that laptop, and yet they're being sealed and held from us. I just don't understand. So anyway, that's from my earlier. Plus, all the conspirators let's go ahead and get the cell phone records of all the Army personnel. Let's go ahead and get all the policemen's cell phone records. Find out where they are. All the doctors, the Cuban doctors at the Mirabile Hospital. Let's do an investigation. Find out where those kids are. So I think Braverman has influence with these folks, and he could talk them into it. I think that everyone should. I think this whole crew, along with McCabe, should go down and meet with these politicians and human rights activists in Haiti and do an investigation. I mean, rent Jeffrey Epstein's plane and fill it with all the conspirators and have everybody in all the conspirators talk to this, take down all the experts and find out where the money went and where did the kids go. That's my new Braverman series.